Most people spend their whole lives building wealth, only to hand a chunk of it over to a court when they die. What if we told you that with the right structure in place, probate never even gets to touch what you've built? Probate is the legal process of administering everything you own at the time of death, and the key phrase there is everything you own. But here's the loophole that changes everything if you don't own anything when you die. There is literally nothing for the courts to administer. This is where the trust comes in. And no, we're not talking about a dusty legal concept reserved for old money families in Connecticut. A trust is a living, breathing, legal entity that holds your assets while you're alive, meaning technically you don't own those assets, your trust does. Think of it like this. Imagine your wealth is water, and your estate is a bucket with a hole in the bottom called probate. A trust is a sealed container that completely bypasses the bucket, and when you're gone, the water is still there, untouched, protected, flowing exactly where you directed it. The irony is that most people work for 40 or 50 years, accumulating real estate, accounts, and businesses, then leave the distribution of all of it up to a court process that can take months or even years to resolve. Probate courts don't care about your timeline, your family's needs, or your intentions. They care about procedure. Now here's where it gets genuinely interesting, because not all trusts are created equal. The trusts we design within our ecosystem are specifically structured to outlive you, meaning they don't dissolve at your death. They continue operating, holding, and distributing on your behalf indefinitely. We're talking about a generational vehicle, not just an estate planning checkbox. The trusts we build for our project clients are engineered to survive you and carry wealth forward through your children, grandchildren, and beyond, until the rule against perpetuities eventually steps in to set a legal boundary on how far into the future a trust can operate. The rule against perpetuities sounds intimidating, but think of it as the universe's way of saying, okay, the trust had a good run. Depending on the jurisdiction, that run can legally extend for decades or even centuries, which means the structure we build today could be protecting and growing wealth long after anyone reading this is gone. Here's the misconception we need to address head on. People assume trusts are complicated, expensive, or only for the ultra wealthy. The truth is that the cost of establishing a properly structured trust is almost always a fraction of what probate will cost your heirs in time, legal fees, and emotional stress. The historical lesson here is simple and brutal. Families who planned lost less, and families who waited lost more. Every generation that assumed we'll figure it out later handed their estate attorneys a gift and handed their children a headache. So the actionable move is this. Stop thinking about estate planning as something you do when you're old, and start thinking about it as the foundation you pour before you build anything else. Position, size, process, and patience matter here, just like they do in any investment. And the position you take on protecting your legacy today determines how much of it actually survives you. Discipline in life builds wealth, and discipline in planning preserves it. Those two things are not separate conversations. They are the same conversation. You don't need perfect timing. You just need the right structure in place before the moment arrives when structure is all that matters. We are genuinely comfortable with any outcome here because the framework works whether your estate is modest today or generational in scale tomorrow. The architecture grows with you, protects what you have now, and scales into whatever you build next. The real wealth isn't just in the assets, it's in the system you build around them that keeps working even when you can't. And if you're ready to stop leaving your legacy up to chance, check out our links in the description below where we can help you get started, whether in real estate investing, home contracting, work, or finding the right lenders to begin building something worth protecting.